Good morning and welcome to the 2018 State of City Address. It is my distinct honor and pleasure this morning to introduce to you my friend, our mayor, the Honorable Bob Gatt.
Good morning, everyone. Wow, the power of pictures. Novi is all about community, and it really does take all of us to make it great. Within a community, there are several partners, neighborhoods, organizations and associations, businesses, and government, all of those groups working together as smaller and collective communities, which we just saw in those amazing pictures. Good morning, and thank you for being here to celebrate our Novi, for being a part of the big picture, and to look forward together to the great things that are ahead. Before I get started, I would like to thank our host, Paul Glantz, and the Imagine Theater, right here in Novi. And I'm going to deviate from the script a little bit, and Cheryl will hate me for this, but I have to introduce some very important people in the audience tonight. Elections are difficult, and so I think it's important that we recognize the elected officials in the audience tonight. I'm going to start with our City Council. Mayor Pro Tem David Stout. Wayne Roble, Council Member. Andrew Much, Council Member. Laura Marie Casey couldn't be here today, but she's every bit a part of our council. Gwen Markham is here, our council member. And our newest member, Kelly Breen. From the Novi School Board, our elected official, Willie Mena, is here. And though not elected, chosen by somebody higher or above, Father Elmer here from Catholic Central. Father Elmer, yeah, very important part of Novi. From the Michigan Supreme Court, we're honored to have a Novi resident, Curtis Wilder's here. Curtis Wilder. Thank you for coming. He just recently moved into Novi. From our 52nd District Court, we have Judge Robert Bondi, Judge Travis Reed, and some people call him Judge David Law. I call him the man, right there. Our former mayor, my dear friend David Landry, is here. David, stand up, be recognized. Our senator and soon-to-be congressman, Mike Kowal, is here. And our House Representative, Kathy Crawford, is here. And our County Commissioner, Hugh Crawford, is here. If I missed anyone else, I apologize. Also, I want to take this moment to say thank you to Cheryl Walsh. She doesn't know this is coming, but Cheryl Walsh, she's the brains behind this operation. She's been up half the night getting this thing ready. She's got a great team with her. I can't introduce everybody, but Cheryl's the leader here. Also with us is our city manager, Pete Auger. Pete. Okay. So, I already said thank you to Paul Glantz and everybody. Thank you to everybody for your commitment to and your investment in our Novi community. Now, history tells us it's imperative to look back in order to move forward. Winston Churchill famously said, quote, "Those who fail to learn from history are doomed to repeat it." Now, that is unquestionably true. The world is filled with examples of conflicts, poor business decisions, and government failures born out of the simple disregard for history. However, I would suggest that the converse is also true. Those who fail to acknowledge the successes and what made them so impactful are doomed to never repeat them. Let me repeat that. Those who fail to acknowledge the successes and what made them so impactful are doomed to never repeat them, never repeat the successes. Here in Novi, we have some incredible successes to celebrate and talk about. During the past year, your city employees have done amazing things. These men and women are responsible for the innovative solutions that have made us safer and made Novi a more desirable place to be. They have provided greater accountability to the community and helped us become smarter about the way we do business. Their efforts have better aligned with our priorities and made city government stronger. As we look at Novi's big picture, I want you to keep in mind all they do for each and every one of us every day. I also want to acknowledge and thank the City Council and other elected officials for the hundreds of community members who volunteer their time to serve on city boards, commissions, and committees. Your service is moving our community forward and setting an example for the rest of us. You too are an invaluable part of the big picture. Would everybody in boards and commissions and all city staff please stand up and be recognized? Thank you for your service to our great city of Novi. When I first addressed you 6 years ago as your new mayor, I shared the importance of our public safety, economic growth, fiscal responsibility, infrastructure improvements, and civic engagement. Today, with the crime rate down 23% from 2013, our quick, skillful emergency responses, increased city reserves, continued business investment, additional funding for neighborhood roads, and significant investment in our parks, I can proudly say Novi's big picture is looking mighty great. Today, please join me in celebrating how the state of our city is vibrant, welcoming, prospering, and strong. Now, the big picture. I'm sure many, if not most of you, have flown on an airplane at one time or another. I like to think of Novi's big picture as looking at the community from that 30,000-foot view. So we're going to take a broad look at the 5 categories I mentioned above: public safety, economic growth, fiscal responsibility, infrastructure, and civic engagement. Now back to the plane. When you look out that airplane window, what's the first thing you notice? The landscape, the roadways? Let's begin this morning talking about Novi's infrastructure. We were all witness last October to how invaluable our infrastructure is when we were impacted by the large water main break in Farmington Hills. You might recall a power surge in Livonia sent high pressure north in the Great Lakes Water Authority system. This caused a break to a 48-inch main in Farmington Hills at 14 Mile and Drake Roads. Now, this did not happen in Novi, but caused quite the inconvenience for our community. I am very proud of the efforts of our city team partnering with neighboring communities, finding a workaround to restore water to Novi, bypassing the broken main, so we were not without water for days, but also in the stellar communications to residents and businesses. Do you know that surrounding communities were following our communication efforts because Novi was leading the way, providing timely, quality information for which we are known. The city switch to a single hauler trash system 18 months ago is paying huge dividends for recycling. According to the Resource Recovery and Recycling Authority of Southwest Oakland County, RARASIC, Novi is leading the way when it comes to recycling efforts. The city is recycling an average of 580 pounds per household, making Novi the top performing RARASIC community. In 2017, nearly $8 million was spent on road improvements by the city of Novi, with another nearly $9 million from MDOT and the Road Commission for Oakland County, with the reconstruction of N5 and the creation of a roundabout at 10 Mile Road and Napier. Let me repeat that because roads seem to be on everyone's minds right now. especially right now as we enter the pothole season. In 2017, last year, nearly $8 million was spent on road improvements by your city of Novi, with another nearly $9 million from MDOT and the Road Commission for Oakland County. Now, those are big numbers. Last year, during my State of the City address, I announced a new initiative for which I was going to ask my colleagues on City Council for their support, the Concrete Panel Replacement Program. And because of that endeavor, the city invested more than $3.6 million in our neighborhood subdivision roads. In 2018, you're going to see more than $5 million invested in neighborhood streets. This robust plan honors the commitment made to our residents when you approved the road millage years ago and ensures that the improvements benefit you directly, maintaining quality neighborhoods and home values, all the while keeping Novi safe. 2018 will also see the reconstruction of Taft Road from 10 Mile Road to Grand River and 13 Mile Road from Meadowbrook to Novi Road. Novi also continues to invest in pathways and connectivity with more than $1 million in improvements in 2017 and another $1 million planned for this year. Conceptualized in 2011 as a way for residents to travel by foot or bicycle from the south end of the city north to Providence Park Hospital, the 4-mile-long ITC Corridor Trail is planned for completion in 2018. Many thanks to Mayor Pro Tem David Stout and Council Member Andrew Mutch for leading the way on that endeavor. Land was also acquired in 2017 on the southwest corner of 9 Mile and Garfield Roads to be developed in the future and become an ITC trailhead park, serving as a parking and rest area for those enjoying the trail. Economic growth and investments. As I stated earlier, Novi is vibrant, welcoming, prospering, strong. Let's add that Novi is a desirable community. Did you know that in 2017, Novi saw more than $260 million in commercial and industrial investment, creating more than 1,200 new full-time jobs right here in Novi. Companies such as Hanon, Magna, Autoneum, Mito Toyo, Yanfeng, Daifuku chose to invest in Novi. They could have invested anywhere. They chose Novi. Thus far in 2018, and we're only 2 months into the year, more than $130 million in committed projects will open or expand later this year, including Orotex, Nissan, A123, Hino Motors, Morrison, Berkshire E-Supply, and of course our very own Suburban Collection Showplace, bringing more than 500 new full-time jobs to Novi. These companies definitely see Novi's big picture and want to be a part of all that it offers. The companies join those for which Novi is already known for: Providence Park Hospital, ITC, Magna, Harmon, 12 Oaks Mall, and so many more. Now, let's not forget about the nearly $80 million in new residential investment in 2017. The housing market is very strong in Novi, with people, just like businesses, attracted to our desirable community for location, amenities, safety, and our schools. Let's talk numbers a bit, because there are those that wonder why we continue to allow development. Aside from the fact that we have a master plan which guides, but doesn't dictate, the future development of Novi's land uses and establishes a pattern for the location and character of future developments in Novi. We have a healthy and diverse tax base. It's important for providing necessary infrastructure, safety, and community systems for current and future residents and businesses. Novi's largest source of revenue for general operations is from property taxes. At 10.5376 mills, Novi continues to have one of the lowest property tax rates in the entire state of Michigan. approximately 68% of the city's total assessed value is residential real estate, 68%. This compares with 27% of its assessed value as commercial and industrial real estate and only 5% personal property. One of the reasons Novi couldn't maintain its property values 6 to 10 years ago, when communities nearby were drowning in debt and failure, was because of our diverse tax base and the ability to continue to invest in the community. Many other communities rely solely on residences to maintain their base or solely on businesses. Novi, on the other hand, is a well thought out and planned blend of both. The city of Novi has approximately 17,800 parcels of residential real estate, having a projected 2018 market value of nearly $6 billion, a 3.5% increase from 2017. We have nearly 1,100 parcels of commercial and industrial real estate, having a projected 2018 market value of $2.4 billion, an 8% increase from last year. We anticipate seeing our property values increase approximately 5% in the next 2 years. Now, the city of Novi continues to be in excellent financial condition, boasting the highest bond rating possible of AAA. The AAA rating is only given to those communities with outstanding financial condition now and the same forecast into the foreseeable future. The city continues to reinvest in capital and technology to ensure Novi stays at the forefront of operating efficiencies while continuing to provide outstanding customer service. Novi continues to show outstanding fiscal responsibility by paying for most capital-related projects from operating cash and not issuing debt. The city's only outstanding debt is for the construction of the library, Meadowbrook Commons, and the ice arena. Novi's total outstanding debt would rank near the bottom compared to other communities of similar size, where most would have total debt of 2, 3, or even 4 times more than Novi's. Now, while other communities struggle with finding funds in their current and future budgets to pay legacy costs, such as funding pension and retiree health care, Novi has been proactive for many years and has aggressively limited the overall liability while maximizing funding. The funding for the city retiree health care obligation is now more than 100%, while the statewide average is about 20%. The low property tax rates and fiscal responsibility, coupled with outstanding city services and amenities, has the city of Novi on the map as the place to be in 2018 and well into the future. The 6-year capital plan and rolling 3-year budget, a technique that was implemented into Novi finances shortly after I became mayor with the help of Brooks Patterson and his staff, ensures that Novi is continually looking forward to the future to maintain continued financial success. The excellent financial condition has Novi poised and ready to meet both known and unknown challenges today and into the future. So let's see, the big picture, roads and infrastructure, economic growth, fiscal health. Let's turn to public safety. In March 2010, the Novi Police Department began renting the Firearms Training Center to outside agencies, including the United States Customs and Border Protection and the United States Department of State Diplomatic Security. A notable milestone came in December of 2017, when the Firearms Training Center yielded over $1 million in billable revenue. Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem, for your strong advocating that the range be rented out. In 2016, the Novi Police Department created the Volunteers in Public Safety, better known as the VIPS program, VIPS. The program is based on volunteers patrolling the parks, neighborhoods, and retail centers, acting as a second set of eyes, looking for suspicious behavior and keeping our community safe. The VIPS program, consisting of 29 personnel, logged nearly 2,500 hours of volunteer patrols last year, conducting over 1,000 home watches while residents are out of town and enforcing handicap parking violations. The hours contributed by VIPS allows our police officers to concentrate on proactive patrols and DDAC's initiatives of crime and traffic accident suppression. Reported criminal incidents remain extremely low in Novi, consistent with 2016 at roughly 1,400 Part A crimes. Now, this is an overall reduction of 16% from 2015 and 23% reduction since 2013. And included within our historically low crime rates, burglaries are down 34%, assaults are down 18%, and fraud is down 15%. The police department is continually striving towards the reduction of crime and improved traffic safety for all citizens. Crime is down, and motor vehicle accidents follow that trend at being down almost 12% since last year. And all of this is achieved while obtaining a clearance rate of at least 50% over the past 4 years. The clearance rate is typically accomplished when an arrest is made on a criminal case, and we are extremely proud of it being almost twice the national average in several different categories. Never wanting to rest on their laurels, another example of constant improvement and assessment came in July of last year when the Novi Police Department received Advanced Law Enforcement Accreditation from the Commission on Accreditation for Law Enforcement Agencies, known as CALEA. This was a culmination of a 3-year process to obtain this highly sought-after accreditation. You know that less than 2% of all agencies in the entire United States achieve this level of recognition. And this national accreditation demonstrates the Novi Police Department subscribes to the nation's best practices in the delivery of law enforcement services, both in policy and in practice. To make our Novi safer, the goal and recommendation in fiscal year 2017-18 by the Public Safety Administration was to permanently staff all 4 fire stations as a high priority. The recommendation was based on comprehensive data generated from weekly CompStat meetings and other statistical reports. City Council supported the concept, approved the funding, and the Novi Fire Department began staffing all 4 fire stations 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on July 1st of last year. Having personnel at fire stations to immediately respond to emergency calls has drastically reduced the amount of time it takes resources to respond to emergencies. For example, Station number 4 priority calls from July 1 through December 31 of last year were reduced by 2 minutes and 51 seconds. This contributed to an overall response time reduction of 40 seconds compared to the same time period from the previous year. And that might not sound a lot unless you're waiting for that ambulance to show up. The additional staffing measures have and continue to reduce overall response times, provide additional personnel to help stabilize fire and medical emergencies throughout the community, and ensure safe practices throughout all Novi fire districts. Through a proactive initiative to raise community awareness on fire safety, the City of Novi had a 20% reduction in reported fires from last year, 109 down to 87. And always looking to keep our families safe, the Novi Fire Department conducted 229 safety seat inspections for a total of 1,800 since inception in 2008. Free car seat safety checks are held on the 3rd Saturday of every month at Fire Station number 4. Finally, Novi's big picture wouldn't be in focus or complete without civic engagement. The Novi Public Library completed its first year of Raising a Reader 1,000 Books Before Kindergarten program. The program encourages parents and caregivers of children ages 2 to 5 to read to their children in preparation for their formative years. The more a child reads and becomes familiar with words, the stronger a reader and more successful they are in school. The goal of 250 participants in the first year was quickly surpassed with more than 400 readers. Nearly 425,000 visits were made to the Novi Public Library last year, a 6% increase from the year before. Yeah, who said libraries are dead? In December, the Novi Public Library partnered with Novi Community Schools to host the first Enable event in Novi, giving community members of all ages a chance to build a hand created from a 3D printer for those in need of an upper limb assistive device. Novi's contingent of Enable volunteers is on track to design, 3D print, and assemble 200 hands by the end of the school year this coming June. Thank you, Novi Schools. Thank you, Novi Library. In 2013, the City of Novi purchased the 4-acre David Barr property located on Napier, just north of 9 Mile Road, with the vision of creating a cultural arts hub and to showcase his life and sculptures. The property includes a house, studio, and sculpture garden featuring 26 pieces. This summer, we will be opening the grounds to the public following the construction of a parking lot and pathway system. In addition, in partnership with Novi Parks Foundation, we will be developing an Artist in Residency program to further our advancement in cultural arts opportunities for our residents. Now, yeah, a lot of people did a lot of things to make this happen, but one man stands out, and I have to recognize our former mayor, David Landry, for all of your work in this David Barr initiative. Thank you, Mayor. In January of 17, Novi Senior Transportation began using Echo-Lane Demand Response software. Now, that software provides real-time, logic-based transportation schedule optimization. Since implementation, passengers have increased by nearly 300, miles traveled increased by more than 1,700, and vehicle hours have increased by more than 700. And what does this mean to our senior population? Well, it means more efficient, easy to use, reliable, low-cost transportation. Our Parks team was recently notified that the City of Novi is the recipient of the Outstanding Facility Design Award for Pavilion Shore Park from the Michigan Recreation and Park Association. The design awards were judged on degree of innovation, aesthetic quality, functionality, and construction viability. The award recognized Novi's innovation in creating a functional pavilion design that connected with the history of the park's former uses as a casino and amusement park. In July of 2016, Novi launched our very own Studio No. 6 at the Civic Center to enhance our video production and programming. In one short year, video views increased 335%, from 27,000 up to 121,000. And if that's not proof enough that this team is creating engaging material, add to the list of first-year accomplishments an Emmy. Yes, in 2017 brought the city its first Emmy for the Veterans Showcase. Congratulations, Studio No. 6. All videos can be found on social media, Facebook and YouTube, and cityofnovi.org. It's no secret Novi is home to India Day, the Festival of Chariots, and the Japan Festival. But last year, the City of Novi reinvented its annual open house and hosted the first ever Spring Palooza. With more than 4,000 attendees, The sure-to-be annual hit will be back this May with open doors to the Civic Center, Public Safety Headquarters, and family fun for all ages. So that's the big picture. Novi is vibrant, welcoming, prospering, safe, desirable, and strong. But where do you fit into Novi's picture? If you've heard me speak before, you no doubt have heard me say, Novi is not just a dot on the map. Without our residents and businesses, neighborhoods, residential and commercial, then we are nothing. You give Novi its heart, its energy. You are the most important part of the picture. I truly believe Novi provides the most open and transparent government services of any other municipality in the state of Michigan, if not the country. We want you to get the picture. We want you to see the Novi picture clearly. This past year, we graduated our 4th session of our Novi Ambassador Academy. More than 15 committed residents participated in this program and took a behind-the-scenes look at all city departments. They learned from department leaders about all aspects of Novi operations. The free program continues to receive overwhelming praise by all the participants, who each were amazed at how much they learned and were excited to become more involved. Several, as in the first year, are now serving in roles on our boards and commissions, working for you to enhance Novi. They too are a part of the big picture. I'm extremely proud of all the accomplishments of 2017 and look forward to what the future holds for our Novi. You know that next year we will celebrate Novi's 50th anniversary. Imagine the amazing pictures captured along those 50 years. Watch for some very special programs next year to honor our past and celebrate our future. As those who have gone before us and helped create this Novi picture, I challenge you to help create the future Novi picture. I truly enjoy being the mayor of this great city. Not only do I get to serve the community, but I have the opportunity to work with some of the best people I've ever met, and I'm privileged to call colleagues and friends. This year, I wanted the State of the City address to be directed at you, the residents and homeowners. For the past 6 years, without it being intentional, the audience was mainly that of business owners who really didn't live in Novi for the most part. For the past 6 years, we started the State of the City with a video that was funny, that took a shot at all of us on council and who worked for the city. It made people laugh, and it was, frankly, a very popular part of the day. In fact, it became so popular that I believe lots of people came just to see that video and really didn't care too much about what came next. And I wanted to change that thinking. And thus today's program was minus the funny video. So I'm asking you to let me know, let Cheryl Walsh-Malloy, the city's Director of Communications, know. Should the video be back next year? And how about the 2 years after that? Because that's what I'm planning on doing. Before I close, I would like to share with you a Novi picture which will be forever emblazoned in my mind. When I think of Novi and all the great accomplishments, the big picture where Novi is headed, how blessed we are, there's always going to be one picture which I will forever hold dear. Now, I've had the opportunity to do some amazing things as mayor. I've participated in some fantastic programs and enjoyed community events. However, nothing I've done in the past 6 years as your mayor has touched me more than a memorial service the city of Novi held for Novi native Major Andrew Becker last fall. And Mr. and Mrs. Becker are in the audience. Would you please stand up? Over here. The Beckers have lived in Novi for 42 years. Andy participated in various Novi parks and recreation programs, was active and involved at Novi High School. He worked as a teen at Anglin Supply and was woven into the fabric of our community. He was Novi. 7 days after beginning his senior year, our country was attacked by terrorists on September the 11th, 2001. Less than a month later, Andy told his parents he was going to join the Air Force and do whatever he could to protect his family, his country, and our way of life, the way of life he enjoyed and learned in Novi. Major Andy Becker passed away tragically in the United States Air Force training mission nearly a year ago, and a memorial was dedicated in his honor at the Civic Center. Novi's sense of community was ever present that morning when hundreds of community members joined to remember and honor this young man. You see, when asked, Major Becker was always proud to say he was from Novi, Michigan. And we can always be proud to say he was one of us. I will never forget him or the part of Novi's picture he was in. As the proud mayor of the city of Novi, let me say again and again and again and again, the state of the city of Novi is vibrant, welcoming, prospering, safe, desirable, and strong. Thank you for coming this morning. May God bless you all. May God bless the United States, the state of Michigan, and our beautiful, beloved city of Novi. Thank you very much. There's refreshments still out in the lobby, right? Thank you.